How you doing, everyone? And welcome to this episode of the Isaac Hayes Show, where we talk about life, we talk about liberty, and yes, we talk about the pursuit of happiness, and we show you, the audience and the world, that Cajuns do have intelligence. Hope you're having a good day, good week, wherever you are located. Just remember that this is the day that the Lord has made. You should rejoice and be glad in it. So excited to be here today. So excited for you to join me. And we have a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. And the recap of the RNC, Biden has COVID. And, they don't even know if he's going to stay in the race, not because of COVID, but because so many people are asking him to step aside. And right now on TikTok, we have over 300 some people watching. We only have 2 people watching on Rumble at the moment. Please do me a favor, hit the hearts, hit the share button, tell your friends about this show. Let's share it out. Let's go ahead and get this going. We have a comment already up on here, and that is from William Lovejoy. He is I say William Lovejoy, Mr. Lovejoy. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you too, sir. Hope we get a couple of people on here. In a little while, if you want to join the show, if you want to go ahead and join the show, go to rumble.com, type in the Isaac Hayes Show, look at the description of this video. I have the link of the show in the description so you can come join me, and we will be able to go ahead and hear all this stuff. I'm working on some details, TikTok, to get you to see our guests and all that good stuff. All right, let's start off our first story of the day. Again, Biden has COVID, and this happened earlier in the week, where this was reported by Politico that President Joe Biden was campaigning and apparently wasn't feeling well. So they went ahead and run a COVID test on him, and he has COVID. Now look, Biden is a very older individual. He's 81 years old, and this is not good that he has COVID. Okay, and I'm praying for a speedy recovery for the president of the United States. He is sitting in Delaware right now. He's recuperating. He's hoping to jump back on the campaign trail. Now this is happening again. A rough week for the president of the United States politically. If you look at what happened last Saturday, President Donald Trump had an assassination attempt on his life. That covered the news story. That covered the news media. Then you had the RNC that happened on Monday. The president did an interview with Lester Holt and did a speech that did not go very well. And then he gets COVID. But that's not the worst of it. If you look at what's going on right now, since Wednesday, more Democrats have come onto the side of saying, hey, we want Joe Biden to leave the presidential race because we feel he cannot beat Donald Trump. And at this time, I think there's almost 35 Democrats, and there's not, oh, your little senator here, your little congressman or congresswoman there. These are prominent Democrats. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi. The only one that's really standing by Biden's side, and I got this from the moderate Democrat that's on TikTok, he went ahead and said that Hakeem Jeffries is saying that they're going to stick with Joe Biden. But this week has just been a roller coaster for Joe Biden, even to the point where Newsmax reported that they got some sources that said he was going to drop out of the race. And I'm seeing some people in the comments saying he's staying in the race. I'm going to get to that. Don't go the cart before the horse. Newsmax came out and reported that they had some sources that the speech was written. Kamala Harris was looking for VP picks, and that Biden was going to leave this weekend. That he was going to go ahead and just leave, and he's going to stay the president. He's probably going to ask for an open convention. Now, this is from Newsmax. Now, look, all you Newsmax listeners, God bless you. You listen to Newsmax. I stopped listening to Newsmax when they remember when Newsmax first started. They were saying, well, this is for free. We want people to watch the news. We want people to be informed. Then all of a sudden I get a notification on my phone saying, hey, I can't use Newsmax no more because Newsmax, you have to pay for their platform. Now you have Newsmax 2. You can watch that. But I just like, well, look, if you want to be more, if you worried about people being informed, you're going to provide free content. And this is why I do what I do. I go ahead and go on Rumble. I go on TikTok. I use YouTube. I've had the opportunity to go ahead and use subscribers and get paid to do this. I didn't do it because I want this content to be free. I like y'all to know my opinion, yes, but I want to make sure that the truth comes out. And this is the issue with Newsmax. Newsmax had these sources, and since that broke, we've been hearing totally opposite. Now, we had some signs, don't get me wrong, there was signs that Biden was possibly going to drop out. There was news articles that came out that said that Biden was talking to his family and they were discussing an exit strategy. The White House has come out and said, nope, that is not true. This is early Saturday morning, ladies and gentlemen, at the time of this recording. Possibly, it could still happen. But they were saying by this weekend he was going to be out. This is what was going on. But Biden didn't. Now again, all the calls for Biden to step aside from the Democrats, it looks like it's not wavering Joe Biden. There was one article, I think it's from the Washington Journal, the Washington Post, that said that Nancy Pelosi told some of her colleagues that, hey, Joe Biden is close to being not convicted, convinced that he was going to step aside. But yesterday, and this comes from the Daily Wire and multiple news sources, that Biden released a statement indicating he is not dropping out of the race. We also have from Fox News on their live update, Biden campaign commits to late July fundraiser featuring David Letterman and Hawaii's governor. We also got this report about an hour ago. The DNC committee moving forward with plans for a virtual roll call vote in early August. Chuck Schumer asked to delay that roll call before the DNC has their convention. And it's looking like the Democrats are moving forward with Joe Biden. All these prominent Democrats are asking him to leave, but he's staying forward. Let's look at some of the comments on TikTok. Again, hit the hearts. Let's try to get to a few thousand hearts today. Also on Rumble, go ahead and check us out. Again, if you want to be part of the show and put your input, all I ask for you to do is be respectful and let's have a good dialogue. If you want to go ahead and come on the show, you can go ahead and go to rumble.com, type in the Isaac Hayes Show. You're going to see I'm live. In the description, you will see the link to come onto the live show. And on TikTok, they're about to hear you because I've rigged it to where audio can go to the TikTok. All right, let's see what's going on. I still want to talk about this a little bit. President Biden not going to stop running, feeling bad or not. Joe will continue running. We'll win. Go Joe. That is Biggins Apper on TikTok. Let's see what else. We got some we should be like Russia, strip Social Security now. Hey, home time 2022. I don't know. I don't want to be nothing like Russia. Let's see what's we have some conversations going on too. Again, share the show, ladies and gentlemen. If Trump doesn't get elected, America is fair game. That should concern Democrats. Jules, you're correct. I believe that is a true statement. All right, let's continue on with this. I was thinking about this the other day. So, the Democrats keep on saying that the Republican Party are the ones that are trying to end democracy. I hear this all the time. Donald Trump is going, if he becomes president, he's going to be a dictator. He's going to take away democracy. He's going to do all this stuff. Okay. And look, Republicans have been called that for years, that we're the party of fascism. We're the party of racism. And if you go back and look at your history, it's real easy to find who was the originators of racism and all this stuff. Now, I want to break out this point right here, though, because remember, they tell us we're anti-democracy. We want to ruin the country. We want to make this an anarchy. They tell us all this stuff. But these Democrats that are calling for Biden to step aside, all 30 of them so far, 30, 35, whatever it is, they're probably going to be more today. All these people are saying, hey, let's go ahead and remove Biden as our nominee. But millions of Americans across this country that are Democrat voted to make Joe Biden the nominee. Now, like I said, I made this point the other day. The media helped out with that. The Republican Party and conservative media kept coming out and saying, listen, guys, Joe Biden, he's not in a good state right now. He's fumbling on words. He's missing he can't think for himself. He's missing statements and all. And the mainstream media has come out and said, hold on, no, that's not true. So a lot of Americans that are Democrat trusted the words of the mainstream media. So I understand that point. But that's besides the point that people voted for Joe Biden to be their nominee of their respective party. Now, because of the debate, when Joe Biden fumbled all over the place, Democrats are worried now it's going to affect the election in November 5th. So now they want to remove him. Again, remember, Democrats say Republicans are the party that's going to try to take out democracy. What about them? Okay, all these leaders are coming forward and saying, look, we want to remove Joe Biden as the president of, we want to remove Joe Biden as our presidential nominee. You're overriding all the voters that wanted Joe Biden in there. All them delegates that are, signed to Joe Biden to vote for him. You just want to go ahead and, hey, leave them alone. Hey, look, don't worry about what this. We want to go ahead and put Kamala Harris or Michelle Obama or Gavin Newsom. I've seen some of the people say that earlier. Gavin Newsom, 2024. They want to put these people in there, but these people did not run for president of the United States. So you're going to disenfranchise all your Democrat voters? Now, look, I'm not a Democrat. I've never been a Democrat. I know a lot of people that are Democrats. I would say this, if you're a Democrat and the Democrat Party is pushing this, the leaders of the Democrat Party is pushing this, you should be hot as a pepper because you voted for Joe Biden to be your nominee. And now the leaders of your party don't think he can win. And they're like, let's get him out. You should be angry. You should be, I'm trying to find the right words. It's just, you should be bawling that your Democrat leaders want to remove Joe Biden as your nominee. That's the point. And look, and please, someone wrote Democrat leadership is against democracy. Well, and look, going back to that point, that's what I'm calling the hypocrisy out right here. The Democrats are saying, hey, the Republican Party wants to take away democracy. They want to hurt democracy. They don't want you to vote. They don't want you to do that, but they're disenfranchising all their voters. All right, so let's go to the Rumble chat. We have somebody on there. W Lovejoy. I think he will stay in because if he drops out, they lose all that cash and must start over. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pull out. W Lovejoy. I agree with you on that statement. Look, when the calls for Biden first came to drop out, who did he go to? He went to his family, and it was reported that Jill Biden and Hunter Biden were saying, Dad, stay in the race. Dad, stay in the race. We just had a follow on TikTok. Thank you, sir or ma'am. His user, and there's long letters. But Biden asked his family, hey, should I drop out? And Jill Biden and Hunter Biden kept on saying, no, Daddy, stay in the fight. Hey, baby, stay in the fight. Why would they say that? And look, if I had a son like Hunter Biden and a wife like Jill Biden, I'll be scared. But they just want their own agenda, I guess you could say, for him to stay in. They have their own plans. They have their own lifestyles. And you got to realize it too. Hunter Biden, for example, he's convicted of the gun charge. If I'm not mistaken, that's a federal charge. I believe right before President Biden gets out of office, he's going to pardon him. But if he is forced out now, or he resigns now and they give it to Kamala Harris, there ain't no shot of him being um being pardoned. So we have a lot going on. W. Lovejoy also wrote, Harris has to be picked to keep the cash. Anyone else is a gray area. That is a strong possibility too. Again, though, we getting reports from Fox and other news outlets that Biden is not leaving the race. So we have to see. Everybody hit the heart buttons on TikTok. Go ahead and share the live stream. Also, please, on Rumble, share with your friends. We want to get people in here for the chat. Also, if you want to join the show, rumble.com, go hit the show's name, Isaac Hayes Show. You see my live in the description. There is the link, and we will put you on the show. But yeah, it's just Democrats. If I was a Democrat, I'll be mad. I'll be angry. I wouldn't. So somebody said, do you want me to get you to 100,000 likes? Hey, if you can get it for me, awesome. Go ahead. I'm not against that. Thanks for the follow as well. Let's see what else we got. We got some people that are in here. Trumpers are crying. Why are we crying? I'm talking about Democrats this morning. I'm not crying. I'm just facing out the facts. I'm just trying to talk. Tyrene collections. I'm still voting for Biden. Okay, so I got a question. On that area, because I'm in a debate with somebody right now too. You say you're still voting for Biden. If you don't mind, explain why you're voting for Biden in brief sense, so we can go ahead and talk about it. Because that's another thing too. What all you hearing what the Democrats are saying, you hearing what the leaderships are saying. Are they right? Are they wrong? I think they're wrong because y'all guys voted for him. So let's see what that is. What is there to be angry about? It's not about Biden. We aren't voting for Biden. Well, I'm not angry that. Well, let me say it like this. Look, and I told a couple of people this already. Biden dropping out, when they tell me it's a good thing, I say yes and no. Yes, because I think Trump can beat Biden. I honestly believe that. I say no, it's not a good thing because I'm trying to say this right, because I love our country. I'm going to say bluntly as possible. I love our country, and I don't want our country in a mess. And if Biden ain't capable to run a campaign, he ain't capable to run a country. That's my honest opinion. We had somebody say, let's see. Oh, let's see. I'm voting against Trump. Yeah, we got to be love seeing a Republican try to take out Trump. I ain't trying. That's talking about. We're not gonna. It doesn't matter who wins. Too bad. Okay, we're not gonna quote that. Why are you still voting for Trump? Well, I think Trump is the best possibility for America right now. At the same time, I'm not going to say I was a never Trumper, but the last two elections, I had other candidates besides Trump. I had Ted Cruz in 2016. In 2020, nobody else ran against him, so I voted for Trump. And this time around, I was hoping Ron DeSantis would have done good. But I'm voting for Trump because Trump is a proven leader. Trump has shown that he is a leader of our country and he can go ahead and get things done. And he, pre-COVID, I always say pre-COVID, Donald Trump went ahead and had some of the best economies, one of the best economies in American history, and also stopped border crossings across the board. There was a lot of things that Donald Trump did. So that's why I'm voting for Donald Trump. Now, there's actually, hey, why are you voting for Biden? You don't have to answer if you don't want. I'm feeling sorry for the Dems. Ha ha ha. I can't stand the Democrats. Mr. Dwayne Campbell. Dwayne Campbell, while he's online right now, go check out his music on Spotify. I was introduced to Dwayne the other day, and we got a chance to talk, and great music. Go ahead and check him out. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we can get some I am not interested in getting the government and gutting the government and going back 50 years. So you rather have somebody that goes ahead and ruins our economy and ruins our life. Because look, hey, people always tell me that inflation's down. Yeah, but the cost of living's up. So we got some people sharing. We got the heart bubbles as well. Someone said, I'm good on Trump. Hey, awesome. Go ahead. Explain how Biden ruined the economy. Well, when he first got in there, inflation went to a max of 9%. Also, interest rates going up. That's because of inflation. You also have the cost of living going up. Gas prices are up almost 20-30%. You have the cost of living that's almost up 40%. Okay, you can have inflation down, but if the interest rate keeps on going up, someone said that's due to corporate greed. No, that's not. That's because the government also goes ahead and raise taxes and raise gas prices and all that good stuff. So no, it's not corporate greed. Okay, that's something that the Democrats always use, but that's not the issue. Corporate greed is not the issue on that front. Corporations have to raise their prices because the government goes ahead and does other things. Global issues. What global issues? So somebody said he's staying. So yeah, like I said, so that goes to the point. Biden is staying right now. And look, on that point, let's talk about him staying in. Why would Joe Biden stay in? Well, Hunter and Joe Biden is playing a big factor into that. But the whole issue with him staying, I think, is just pride. He honestly thinks he has done a good job and he wants to stay in there. So he wants to go ahead and stay in there to finish the job, as he says. Somebody says you clearly don't understand how economics work. Well, yeah. Well, look, I'm not a Wall Street guy. I'm not all that, but I'm just saying. Okay, look, inflation has gone down. Great, inflation's gone down. Why hasn't nothing else come down? Like gas, like food. Why all that hasn't come down? Because the cost of living still going up, and they're also raising interest rates. And also, Miss Johnston, I have a lot of friends that are big into economical stuff, so I talk to them a lot. Do you have explain one thing accurate about that? What are your credentials? I'm a everyday loving American. That's my credential. That's the only thing I understand. Biden has used policy to make changes if inflation goes up, but you can't say why, then you can't. Huh? I don't get what you're saying. Biden has used policy. Okay, if Biden has used policy to bring inflation down, why hasn't he used policy to bring gas prices down? Why hasn't he used policy to bring food down? Because the thought process of the Democrat Party and the liberals are to tax the hell out of people, and that hurts the economy. Donald Trump lowered taxes, and he helped the economy out way more. He had a good economy. He used tariffs and all that stuff. So, okay, so no, you said Biden caused inflation to go up, but you can't tell me a policy he did to. Well, yeah, he just okay. All right, let's use the policies. All right, day one, he signed a crap load of executive orders that hurt the country. He also went ahead and removed tons of Trump policies that led the inflation to go up. That's how he made inflation go up. And look, it's funny. Okay, answer me a question. And if you know, okay, now if he made it go up, I'm saying he made it go up. Why is it going down all of a sudden in an election year? I'm just, they say this. The president don't have control over gas prices. The president don't have control over inflation. It's funny how 3 years into Biden's presidency, things were going up, and all of a sudden, when it came to elections, things are going down. Why? Because he started implementing Trump policies. We all know Biden is not in control; he is being controlled. That's a fair assessment. All right, we have W. Lovejoy that wrote in the comments for Rumble. Don't fool yourself. He isn't running the show. He probably can't even brush his own teeth. I'm not going to say the word he said, much less run the country. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I do think that is it. All right. So that's going on with Biden. Do I think Biden's going to step aside Friday? No, Thursday. I would have told you, yeah. I would have told you, yeah. I would have told you that he's not going to run. He's going to step aside. This is probably the plan of the Democrat Party to go ahead and remove him. But after this morning, reading a few articles and getting ready for the show, I don't think he's going to step aside. And look, this is a whole thing too. I'm gonna shout out to Two Mics Live. They went ahead and made this point yesterday. A lot of people believe that Biden was supposed to be a one-term president, and then all of a sudden he wants to run for a second term, and now they're just going up in knots right now. And is this a middle finger to Barack Obama? Because Barack Obama did not really like Joe Biden. He picked him for political reasons, and it worked out for Barack Obama. But is Joe Biden giving Barack Obama the double fingers, the double barrel fingers, as Dan Bongino would say? We would have to see. But there's a reason why Joe Biden's staying in there. Does he think, hey, he's going to do something different in the 4 years? Does he have to finish the agenda? I don't know. I don't have access to the White House. But we just, on the COVID side, we need to pray for his healing and pray that he can get back to work, and let's see what happens. So, and look, even that Kamala Harris had to ensure the donors, hey, Biden is good. Biden's staying in. And that's really going to be a factor too. Will Biden stay in there if he runs out of money? Because you can't run a campaign on broke, in my humble opinion. Now, this goes to another point too. I'm missing all the comments. This goes to a point too, does the money stop before the convention? Because August 7th is when they're going to do this virtual roll call, which is, I believe, in 2 weeks. Let's see. Yeah, around 2.5 weeks. So anything can happen in 2.5 weeks. But it has to happen before they get to the convention. And that's just a virtual roll call. That ain't the convention. If Biden says, hey, I'm going to step aside, man, we don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting in the next coming weeks. So Biden has plenty of money to run on. Kennedy, I agree with you. Okay, he has money now, but what if the donations stop? There already been donors that said, look, we're freezing our donations because we don't think he has the money. We don't think he can run the country and he can, be the president of the United States. So, yeah, look, campaigns run on millions and millions of dollars. I don't know what's his bank account looks like now, but if it's sitting around 36, 37 million, that's going to be spent like that if they don't have no more money come in. So we just had a follow from David Centilli. I hope I said your name right. Thank you for the follow on TikTok. Again, if you want to join the show and talk about this, you can go to rumble.com, type in the Isaac Hayes Show, and hit the link in the description, and you can join me on the show. Nobody, I'm not taking guests on TikTok because they can't hear you. Hopefully that'll be fixed in a couple of days. All right. We vote in November. He has plenty of money to campaign on. Okay. Like I said, though, Kennedy, it goes to the point. Okay. If he has, let's say if he has 36 million, I don't know how much Biden has. If Biden has a good war chest, he can make it to November. But if a campaign spends a lot of money. Okay, remember, Trump was having this issue early on in the campaign, and he went ahead and now he got a great war chest, but we have to see what happens. Okay, we're not gonna. Okay, Kennedy, you was having a good conversation. Now you just inflation shrinks every election year and raises every transition of power. This is constant. Yeah, because even the Republicans do what the Democrats do. Hey, we got to do this. We got to lower this down. Look, the Republicans and the Democrats are both the same. They're two different sides of the same coin. Quit making stuff up in your head. Kennedy, I'm just telling you the facts. I'm asking the question. What if look, there's already been donors that have froze their donations. If they froze their donations, they will go ahead and it won't work for Biden if he loses. Like I said, Trump had this issue until a lot of things started turning for him. So corporations are only greedy when a Democrat is in office. Good point. Your opinions are not facts. Well, look, Kennedy, I wasn't planning on going this area, but there's articles that are written by left and right wing news organizations. Yeah, brother, it's easy to say Biden caused inflation because I don't think one man can control that. He's the president of the United States. He controls a lot. And also, you got to realize, too, if the Democrats are in control and the Republicans are not stopping them, yeah, there's a lot of things that can go on. A house divided against itself cannot stand, and the Democrats are completely divided. Good point. And that's what I'm about to talk about too on the RNC. I'm about to give you my recap of what I thought the RNC did. Why do people think after years of oppressing people, they think Trump is now for the people? How did Trump oppress people? So, all right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and go to the next topic, the RNC and my thoughts going forward. So the RNC was this week, and I thought the RNC was electrifying. I seen people excited. I seen a party that is ready to move forward. And the only, and look, John Van Jones said the same thing. I said it. I was talking to somebody, and then John Van Jones from CNN said the same thing. I was like, wow, okay. I haven't seen a convention like this, and I was young when I saw it, but I still remember the vibe was the 2008 DNC. I'm not comparing the RNC to another RNC conference convention. I'm comparing DNC to an RNC. And that was in 2008 when Barack Obama came on the scene. If you remember, when Barack Obama first came onto the scene, he was electrifying. He could speak well. He can get his thoughts across. He had two elections against John McCain, and he had an election against Mitt Romney. It was just electrifying. That Democrat convention was electrifying, and people were ready to vote for Barack Obama. And I don't remember the whole aspect of that convention in 2008, but I remember it was just there was a spark in the Democrat Party. Democrat Party was unified. They were ready to get out of the Republicans' grip hold of George W. Bush. There was a lot of things in that 2008 convention that just energized people to go vote for Barack Obama. And again, I seen this at the RNC this week. Had a great line of speakers. A majority of Trump's opponents were up there cheering him on. I believe the only one that was not there was Chris Christie from New Jersey. And I don't think that was a bad thing. Chris Christie should not be anywhere around the Republican Party right now. And overall, what I saw is that this is Trump's party. This is Trump's party. This is the third time Donald Trump won the nomination. And the first time was in 2016. The second time was in 2020, and this time in 2024. And look, 2016 didn't have this energy. You still had people like Ted Cruz, and I like Ted Cruz, but Ted Cruz, he vote your conscience. Remember that people were not settled on Donald Trump. 2020, it was COVID, and they had to do a lot of things differently. But you didn't have this range of excitement for Donald Trump in 2020 because you had a lot of Republicans saying, "Hey, let's get him out of office." They would rather vote for Joe Biden than vote for Donald Trump. This time around, though, you had the party. You had the party unified. You had people in there that were standing behind Trump, and it was electrifying. It was electrifying to see all this stuff happen. And it was you felt it. You felt it through the TV that these people were ready to go and move forward. Does this turn to votes? I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna make a prediction based on a convention because this was a convention where Republicans were involved. Okay, and the Republican Party is excited to go ahead and have Trump back in office. This is what's going on right now. And I see the Republican Party unified. JD Vance, was he my top pick? No, he was not my top pick. We have somebody saying good morning. This is one of my relatives. Good morning. Hit the heart button, please. But again, JD Vance was not my first pick. At the same time, I understand why he picked JD Vance. I think he could have picked somebody a lot better, in my opinion. But the picture of JD Vance is this: that JD Vance is he was a never Trumper, and Trump won him over. So And look, like somebody said, I think it was Mike Calderese that said this from Two Mics Live. He said, um, Trump Vance looks good on a shirt. And look, was that part of the decision? I don't know. Somebody told me I shouldn't have had a podcast. I'm like, are you a Christian? Yes, I am a born again, Holy Ghost filled Christian. Let's see. Somebody said something about you in a trailer house. Bro, this is a trailer, yes, but this is my studio. I do live in a house, which I don't understand what a trailer or a house. It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm just saying, everybody looks at that. Oh, you're in a trailer. Oh my goodness. It don't matter. Uh ah relatives are backing me up. Anyway, so going back to that though, this Trump's speech, I'm gonna touch a little bit on Trump. I thought Trump's speech was good. Somebody mentioned on the comments, and I saw it. They said that the platform, that the Republican platform was a joke. No, they had a lot of good things in that. The only thing I disagree was their stance on abortion. Majority of everything else, they did a good job. Somebody said JD Vance is also a rich venture capitalist who wants to fight back corporations. Do your research. Okay, you it's funny how corporations are bad until Democrats are not in office. Let's see. Careful with all those Democrats on TikTok. They are like Biden. My that was from W Lovejoy. And Rumble ain't that exciting today. Rumble ain't that exciting. I'm getting a lot from TikTok. What does it matter where his studio is? What a complete ridiculous comment. Thank you. JD Vance keeps your enemies closer. Okay, that could be a point. Trump leading him, get him close, but we'll see what happens. I just don't want what happened. I just don't want what happened with Mike Pence. I just say like that because Mike Pence and Trump throughout the whole campaign had a lot of issues. But even that, Mike Pence was picked because he wanted the evangelical vote, and Trump got that now, so there ain't no issues. But Donald Trump's speech was long, about an hour and a half, I want to say. I was watching it live. I had to go to sleep. I turned it off and I finished listening to it. And he only mentioned Biden one time. Now, sources were saying he wasn't going to mention Biden, but he did mention past administrations. Some people had issues with Trump's speech, but he had a big platform. He had a lot of people watching, and a lot of things he was saying was figures and facts that he did. He said, look, when my administration was this, the current administration that went in there. So, it's just you have a lot of stuff with Trump's speech, and it was just a lot of information, and he just went ahead and went through. Besides his speech on policy and stuff, he did go ahead and mention the firefighter that died at the rally. They even had the hat and coat, and even that, some of the liberals were like, oh my goodness, they went ahead and missigned the name. That was all props. That wasn't his stuff, and it was that the firefighter stuff. See, anything that makes Trump look human, they don't want it. It's the same thing with his granddaughter. His granddaughter comes up and talks about how Trump is a grandfather and how she loves Trump, and she people don't see this side of Trump and all this stuff. And you had Whoopi Goldberg and other people that would go, that was like, they're trying to make him look human. Donald Trump is a human. Biden is a human. Okay, people on the Republican side, they criticize Biden, but you have to remember this is a human being too. Okay, and see, if you make Donald Trump look human, it makes him look good. And if you make him look good, well, it looks bad because of policy issues. Okay, look, I'm going to go to the point. Donald Trump cannot look good whatsoever. Why? Because of a debate that I'm having right now on TikTok, when going back and forth. There was a individual that commented on one of my videos saying how Kamala Harris is going to be elected and she's going to be the first black woman president, and she's going to do good. And all I asked her the question. I said, what has Kamala Harris done for our country and in her political career? Of course, well, she went to college and she did this. She did. I say, okay, that's all good and dandy that she did that stuff. What did she do while a senator and as the VP right now? And they try to throw insults, and I just kept going back. What has Kamala Harris done? And this individual, she was a senator and she was it. Okay, I understand her how she held her positions, but what did she do? What's her accomplishments in these positions? And I still haven't got an answer. And we've been talking for the last 3 days. When they asked me what Trump has done and what made Trump qualified, I broke it down. I could tell them what Trump did. Now, you might disagree with me. I'm not bothered by that. But if you're going to go ahead and tell me, hey, this person needs to be picked for president of the United States, please tell me some accomplishments. Just don't tell me, hey, she was a senator. She went to college. She did this. She did that. Don't give me that. Tell me what the accomplishments were. I know she was a senator. I know she's the VP. I know she went to a college, upscale college. I know all this stuff. But don't come tell me, hey, she should be the president, because if she's the president, she's going to be the first black woman as president of the United States. That's not a qualification for somebody to be the president of the United States. If you look at Biden's administration, it's based on gender and color of skin. And guess what? It has not worked out. Instead of who was qualified for the position. This is why they don't want Donald Trump to look good, going back to my point, because that's all they can run on. Oh, Donald Trump's evil. Donald Trump's bad. He's a dictator. He's this. He's that. Well, let's talk about policy. The Democrats don't have no policies they can run on. The Inflation Reduction Act, that did not lower down inflation whatsoever. Let's talk about this. Look, Trump said in his speech today, Biden is the only presidential candidate that has gone up and said, I'm going to raise your taxes. We're going to stop the Trump tax cuts. And it's making him look bad. But the Democrat liberals can't run on policy. They can't argue on policy. All they can do is attack Trump. And look, I brought this out on a video this week. I saw this political rhetoric. You had Biden and several other Democrats. We need to stop the political rhetoric. We need to stop the political rhetoric. And when Lester Holt asked him, hey, what about you? Why don't you stop political rhetoric? Oh, I didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, I didn't do nothing wrong whatsoever. But he called Trump a threat to democracy. He called Trump all kind of stuff in that interview with Lester Holt. See, the political rhetoric is this. Republicans, y'all stop talking about our policies. You stop criticizing us. You stop doing this. You stop doing that, while we go ahead and keep on doing what we're doing to make you look bad. They call for unity. Somebody said Rumble isn't going too hot right now. No, it's not. I usually have a few more people, but they're going to TikTok. Let's see what happens. But that's my thought. But on the RNC, like I said, this was the RNC was unifying. It was, and look, it paints a bad picture for the for the Democrats, because you had all the left wing media there, and this week they were just there's an article from Fox News. Let me see if I can find it, that talks about how the media. Yeah, so they have the article on Fox about 3 hours ago. It says it's watch 5 most inflaming moments from MSNBC during the RNC, and I'm going to talk about one pretty soon. But there was a lot of times the mainstream media was trying to downplay this, because let's go back to Biden leaving. Let's talk about Biden stepping down from office again. You have all these Democrats, these prominent Democrats, and other Democrats asking Biden to leave in the leadership. You have the people that voted for Joe Biden saying, hey, we want Joe Biden to stay in. So there's a division amongst the Democrat Party, and it's being shown all over the world through media and conservative media. You turn on the RNC, all you see is unity and excitement. Come on, we had Hulk Hogan. I'm just saying, it was electrifying at the RNC this year. And you see the Republican Party united and moving forward, and you have the Democrats divided. It don't look good. So they're trying to downplay a lot of what the RNC has done. But what's the policy of the Republicans? Project 2025. Okay, I broke down Project 2025. I'm not worried about Project 2025. I'm worried about the Constitution of the United States. Somebody says, since you're a Christian, does God teach to discriminate against illegals? Okay, we don't discriminate against illegals. We don't. We just want people to come in here legally. I'm not against anybody coming into this country as long as it's legal and they're not a threat to our constitutional republic. See, people coming across the border right now, a lot of them are up to no good. And you can see the news stories of how they went ahead and assaulted people. So, and don't come up. No, I'm not. No, you do discriminate. No, I do not. I do not. All right. Someone said the Biden-Harris administration is an example of DEI gone wrong. I agree with you on that. We got 2,000 likes. We got 2,000 likes on this podcast. Please hit some more. Hit some more. Rumble, we got a few people watching. So, but yeah, but on the note, back with the RNC, I think the RNC was good this year. I think now there's some people I'm trying to find it. I saw it earlier. The poster that said I can't think of his name right now. He's a big time poster. Polar, not poster, polar, excuse me. I saw the article earlier, and he said that the RNC would shift supporters to voters. Because that's another thing too. You know, Charlie Kirk's team was out there, and one guy that tries to register Republicans said that a lot of people that go to Trump rallies are not voters. You would assume everybody going there is voting for Donald Trump, but there's some that, we just like Donald Trump, we want to come here, but we're not going to go ahead and vote in November. So they try to get people to register as Republicans. So, you know, we have to turn out the vote. So, and like I said, I can't think of his name. I didn't have it at the moment. All right, so let's go to a couple of small stories. You can't assume anybody is voting for deranged felons. Okay, are you going to vote blue no matter who runs? So we have a lot of conversations going in here. Let's see. Yeah, we got a lot of people that are voting. Someone said I'm lying. That's normal. That's normal. Let's try to get the 3,000 likes on this live stream. Also share the show. I see we got a few people that are sharing the show. Okay, let's talk about some stories I seen this week, and it caught my attention. Again, most of the media was I could tell you exactly what the media news stories were this week. It was the RNC, the Trump assassination attempt, and Biden possibly stepping aside. That was in a nutshell of what happened this week. And we went into great detail for the Trump assassination last weekend. I was live Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and we had a good time on the talking about this. Are you winging this? I got some notes. I'm just okay. So a lot of people, and this is a different note. Yeah, that's all I can do. I'm not that big of a podcaster for 3,000. Hey, I got 3,000. Yes. Now let's go above it. Somebody said, are you winging this? Look, you have notes, but when you start having a conversation or when you start discussing things, you start thinking of things that you don't, anyway. All right. So let's go ahead. Joy Reid made a interesting comment at the RNC. I just talked about how you had 5 things that they said that was kind of sketchy. Well, and we said this at the beginning, Joe Biden has COVID. And Joy Reid suggested on Wednesday that the president recovering from COVID is a sign of strength, similar to former President Trump surviving an assassination attempt. That's right. She was on a panel with Jane Paskowski, Peppermint Patty, and one other individual. And they were talking about how Joe Biden this coming week would jump back on the trail if he could after going with having COVID. And this was a sign of strength. This was a sign of endurance. This was a sign that he can go ahead and be on a campaign, and they compared this to Donald Trump's assassination. Now, look, okay, I don't know if I had COVID. I believe I had COVID, but I never been vaccinated. I have my thoughts on vaccinations. But Donald Trump, okay, look, COVID, you're sick in bed, you can get up. It's a sick, you're sick. It's a I'm trying to say the right word. It's a respiratory disease. It messes with the lungs and everything. I know y'all probably gonna butcher me for doing that. Anyway, but it affects your lungs. And Biden is older in age, so it might affect him in other areas, but it's a sickness. He can get over it. That ain't a sign of strength and endurance. You just had a former president on a stage in Pennsylvania a week from today. A week from last week to today, it's been a week. He went ahead and got shot in the ear. And the next day he was flying to Milwaukee, ready to go. He sat up and raised his fist and said, "Fight, fight, fight," showing the crowd he was all right. How do you compare that from COVID to a shooting or assassination attempt on a president? I'm just saying okay, people are making this comparison that Joy Reid is. I haven't heard anybody else can make this, that Joe Biden getting back on the campaign trail after having COVID is the same as Donald Trump rebounding from an assassination attempt. There is no comparison to that. None whatsoever. Donald Trump could have lost his life at that rally. He was just millimeters away from losing his life. And Joy Reid had the nerve to go ahead and compare Biden's COVID to that. This lady is deranged. I'm sorry. This lady is deranged. Why don't you debate people on your live? Oh, hey, if you want to debate, who's that? Look, hey, if you're a Democrat and you want to come on, I'll ask of you to be respectful. Go to rumble.com, type in the Isaac Hayes Show. You're going to see this live. In the description at the bottom will be the link to come onto the live stream. And I'll try to read as much comments as possible. Hey, Isaac, make me MOD. You saying mad or mode? I'm trying to. Because, hey, look, on that note, Chunky Cajun, if you want to go ahead and come on, hey, go to Rumble, hit the link. I'll let you come on, my brother. Talk about you coming on. I need to see those notes, bro. They are written in crayon. RK17, you don't have to stay here and listen. If you disagree with me, Rumble, I thought they only carried slap. Yeah, you'd be surprised how much they got on Rumble. They got a lot of stuff on Rumble. All right. So, and look, all these other people that are on here, okay, if you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to watch. It's not going to hurt my feelings. It's not going to hurt my feelings whatsoever. But yeah, so again, Joy Reid is deranged. To compare assassination attempt to President Joe Biden's COVID. And again, I've been saying this throughout the whole live stream. I'm praying for President Biden. Look, I'm gonna make this point right here. I've been praying for Biden ever since the assassination attempt. And look, we're commanded by the Bible to pray for our leaders. And I pray that President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris has wisdom and have understanding on how to run this country. Because at the end of the day, I'm an American. And I want to see this country succeed. But I pray for their protection. What happened last week could happen to anybody. And I even heard, I haven't found news stories, but they said that the shooter wasn't just after Donald Trump. He was also after Biden. So I don't know. We don't know the number. We don't know the motive of the shooter. And we're we can just hear, or we get these articles and there's not much information on the shooter at the moment. But that could have happened to Biden. That could have happened to Trump. That could have happened to Kennedy. And I would have been here saying, look, that was wrong. We need to go ahead and pray for our leaders and pray for their protection. I'm praying for his healing. W. Lovejoy says, laughed at COVID. He doesn't have that. They just wanted to get his rear end away from public because he's an embarrassment. That is a possibility. That is a possibility. Um, so we have people. So somebody, Sean Candace 0720 said, as you should. Yeah, we should pray for our leaders. You have to ask yourself, why is there no information on the shooter yet? Good point. Good point. You know, it's the same thing too. The FBI has been investigating the Nashville shooter, and they had the manifesto, and they never released it either. So somebody said, "What did I say?" I don't know what that is compared to. So one more story, then I'm gonna have to wrap this up and head out. My wife's birthday is this week, and we are celebrating today by taking her to her favorite restaurant. So, all right, so let's go. This was a great repeat performance, like President Kennedy's assassination. There's a lot of theories around both the. Look, there's a lot more questions than answers on this. So if you want to go ahead and join the show, you can go to rumble.com, look up my show, and just hit the live stream link in the description. And we could talk a little while, but I'm short on time. But I want to bring out this one more story. And this is by Todd Stearns. This was reported. And this happened, I believe, in Wisconsin, where the Republican National Convention was happening. And the article reads, Subway refused to serve Christian customers. A group of Christians had a hankering. I love how Todd Stearns talks for a Subway sandwich the other day. So they dropped by a franchise in Winooki, Wisconsin. But the men were denied service because the Christian message on their T-shirts. One shirt read, they had a message about abortion and some stuff about the LGBT lifestyle on their shirts. And it was caught on video. One of the Christians took his phone out, and apparently they went to a Subway. They had these shirts on with their religious beliefs on it, and Subway just refused to serve them. Now, I don't know what's going on with Subway. They're gonna have to reach out to the corporation, but they went ahead and denied them service. Now, this story isn't talked about a lot in the media. I haven't seen it even on Fox News or the Daily Wire, but Todd Stearns brought this out, and it's kind of funny, okay? Christians go into a Subway and are denied service. No media attention, nothing. People part of the LGBTQ community goes into a bakery a few years ago and asks the owner to make a cake, a special cake, a cake that they wanted to design. And he told them, I'm not going to make that cake. Y'all can buy a cake. I'm not going to refuse y'all service. He was going to sell them a cake. He wasn't going to make a special cake for their event. He said, y'all can buy a cake and do whatever y'all want with it, but I'm not going to make a special cake like that because that is against my religious beliefs. And it went to the Supreme Court. He won that case. And then a couple of weeks later, some more activists go into his place of business, this bakery, and now they're in legal battles again, meaning that these activists were trying to shut down this bakery. And this caught the eyes of every news channel across the nation. They went ahead and plastered this thing all over the place. But Christians go into a Subway and they go and they can't buy a sandwich. They can't buy a sandwich. So let's see right here. This is giving me issues. Let's go. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so they refuse service. Subway refuses service, and nobody's talking about this except Todd Stearns and myself. This is showing the double standard I talked about a few weeks ago in this country. Christians get mistreated, and they refuse service, and nobody talks about it. Somebody part of the LGBTQ community or some other activist group goes into a business, and we tell them, no, we don't believe that way. This is going against our religious beliefs. And that was it. Somebody asked, Brute asked the question, they refuse service. Why? Well, they were wearing t-shirts that talked about their religious beliefs. I'm going to say it like that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and just bringing that out. And like I said, this is a double standard that is going on in our country today. Christians are refused to eat a sandwich while bakers are sued because they're Christians that they don't serve or make a cake. So Dwayne Campbell said, I am a Christian. I own a business and I would never deny service to anyone. So, Dwayne, it depends though. Okay. Okay. Look, I help run a business right now. I work for my boss. I don't make them calls, but if I'm a graphic designer, I'm gonna use that for example, and I'm a Christian graphic designer, and somebody comes and tells me, hey, I want you to draw this whole satanic image for me and make this shirts and stuff, and I know it's wrong, and even the Holy Spirit's telling me don't do it. I wouldn't do it. I didn't. Look, that's your own conviction. I'm not gonna go ahead and break that down. That's everybody. And the Subway said they wouldn't serve them because of t-shirts. Fruit Brute, yes. The manager, not Subway, the manager of that franchise said that she would not serve them because she did not like their shirts. Their shirts were hateful. And there is a video. You can go to Todd Stearns, .com, and this type of the article. Subway refuses to serve Christian customers. And look, don't get me wrong. Some of their shirts, I'm like, I wouldn't put that on a shirt, in my humble opinion, but I'm just saying. So why are Trump cultists okay. All liberals close it down. Okay. Okay. Now I get what you're saying. I was like, conservatives go somewhere else, liberals close it down. That's true. See, and that's another argument too. And before I wrap up on this, liberals tell us that all the time. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Okay. Why don't you do the same thing? Like you said, no, this is going to shut you down. And it goes to the same point. Look, I don't know, many of y'all remember Parler, but Parler was a social media app that was gaining traction. And the whole reason Parler was created, because Facebook basically told conservatives, look, if y'all don't like our platform, Facebook, go do your own stuff. They did. Parler started gaining in popularity. And then all of a sudden, because of hate speech, they went ahead and put Parler down. The Google server said, we're not going to host it. And Parler started struggling. And Parler's still there, but it don't have the ground like it did before. Same thing with Rumble. They were trying to shut down Rumble. YouTube was, and look, don't get me wrong, YouTube has the monopoly on this country. Yeah, they have the social media, video streaming, whatever platform, and they have the monopoly of it. But Rumble is a threat to them. That's a competitor. Now, it's not as big as YouTube, so I'm not gonna argue with that. But this country has abandoned God. He will come back and give all these folks a attitude check. That's from W. Lovejoy. So what did the shirt say? Y'all asking, this is what the shirt says. One said abortion is murder, and the other shirt says homo sex is sin. That was on the shirts right there. But you can go find all that information on Todd Stern's website. That was some of the stuff they said. Reasoning salt. That's what they said. So what do the shirts say? I just mentioned them. There are two more shirts. Yeah. Well, the picture shows they had a couple of guys on it. So, but they had one repent and they had fire. I can't read the other one on there. So that's what the shirt said. Joe 464654. You playing the new college football game that came out today? I haven't played it yet. I want to play it though. I want to play it. Let me know how it is. On a different note, somebody say play college football. Hey, it's Saturday. I used to not worry about politics on Saturday until I started doing this show. If you have college football, or like me, I play construction simulator, go ahead and play those games. So all right. So someone said, and never saw the fish shirt. I don't know what fish shirt they have. They didn't break down all what the shirt said. So man, you know what? Look, I'm gonna say this. I love a lot of my supporters. Well, I love all my supporters. Let me say it like that. I'm trying not to, but Some of you guys are just amazing. A guy told me, oh, you can only get up to 3,000 likes earlier on TikTok. We're at 6.9 right now. Keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting that like button. And look, you know what? I'm going to do this because I know I got to go, but 6.9, we can easily get to 7,000. 7,000. Let's get to 7,000. I don't know how much we're off on, but and look, even 7,000. To my supporters out there that are hitting that like button. Love you guys. Thank you. All right. With that being said, that will be the last story of today. I want to thank all of you for watching and listening to the show. We will be back here next Saturday unless something happens, breaking story or something. I try to go ahead and so somebody's asking me before I leave. Somebody asking me to read Matthew 9:42. Okay, let's see what Matthew 9:42 says. Matthew 9:42. There ain't no Matthew 9:42. Ain't none. Let's make sure that they said Matthew 9:42. Matthew 9. No, that's Mark. Okay, that might be the reason I hit the wrong one. Matthew 9. Nope, Matthew 9:42 is not there, my friend. I don't know what Bible you reading, and I got King James, New King James, and ESV, and they are not there. So I can't comment. I can't comment on a scripture that is not there. So Matthew 9:40, Mark 9:42. Okay, I had Matthew 9. Okay, Mark. I'm sorry. I was just like that ain't there. It's kind of like when I ask somebody, "Hey, do you read your Bible?" and I tell them to go read Hezekiah 9:4. It's not there. So let's see, Mark 9:42. Let's see. But whosoever cares for one of those little ones who believes in me to stumble, it would be better for him to, if a millstone were hanging about his neck and he was thrown into the sea. Read the context. He was talking about children because the disciples went ahead and said children were not, they were telling the kids to get away, whatever. But he also was talking about if somebody offended a Christian. Okay. Offending a Christian is not the same as allowing legal immigrants into the country. And also now, if you're talking about this with the subway incident, yeah, look, pray for the subway manager. Anyway, again, let me restart this, rewind. Thank you guys for liking the show. We're at 7.3 thousand likes. You guys are great. Love you guys. Please go ahead and share the show, like the show. Again, this will be available on YouTube and Rumble. YouTube and on the podcast platforms later on today, and we will go ahead and wrap this up on a good note. A lot of people are asking me about my Christianity. I am a Christian. I'm a Bible believing, Holy Ghost filled Christian. I love the Lord with all my heart, and there's a reason why I do this. I changed the name of the show so I can focus on a lot of other issues. It's just the last 2 weeks, heavy political news. And again, I want you to pray for the president of the United States, President Joe Biden. Pray for Vice President Kamala Harris. I criticize them a lot, but I respect the office they hold. Let's pray for our political leaders. Let's pray for RFK and Donald Trump, that the Lord protects them. Let's go ahead and work. Let's work on unity, because I do agree with the president. Most of his statements last weekend, and President Trump and RFK and all of them, they were called for unity. Let's pray that the Lord revives his nation, because that's the only thing that's going to unify this nation if this country comes back to the Lord Jesus Christ. So if you're a Christian, pray for revival. If you're not a Christian, seek the Lord Jesus Christ. He'll save you. All you have to do is ask. And if you want some information on how to serve Jesus or how to love Jesus, you can go ahead and find me at thecajunconservative5@gmail.com. Send me an email. I'll tell you how to make Jesus your savior and heaven your home. That will end this That's what in this live stream. Want to thank everybody again for allowing me to come into your homes, into your vehicles, wherever you're listening. You be blessed. You be encouraged. We will see you next time here on the Cajun Conservative Show. You be blessed. You be encouraged.